Good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. I am your host, Julie. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving for those who are celebrating, in the U.S. I hope you had lots of time with family and friends and good food and everything that's wonderful and exciting. So I actually had a topic all lined out for tonight, and then we actually got real shocking news over the weekend that a really good friend who we consider family had passed away, and it has rocked the Walker house, to say the least. So to be honest, didn't even know if I could muster up to do the show tonight, but I did it. Here I am. And the topic just kept coming back to me that I needed to change it, that I needed to talk about grief and how to deal with grief. This time of year can be so hard for people who are maybe grieving the loss of a loved one. It doesn't even have to be the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a job. It could be the loss of a home, especially all those people in California who lost their homes and their businesses and everything that they ever owned in the Camp Fire. And also, I can't remember the name of it, but the other one that started about the same time. So, grieving really isn't always about the loss of a loved one, but the symptoms and the feelings and everything are still the same. So, everybody knows or probably has heard about the seven, what are they called? The seven areas of grief. So you have denial, shock, anger, pain and guilt, depression, reconstruction, which is basically you're starting to put the pieces back together, and then finally acceptance and hope. So not all necessarily in that order. As we know, grief comes and it goes. They're in waves. So how do you navigate that when you're going through all of this? How do you get back to where you need to be, to a happy life that you had before the grieving started? So I sat down and I thought about this for a while. And, I think the number one thing that you have to recognize is you have to be in awareness and understand that you are grieving, that there is grieving. And then you have to be able at that point to give yourself permission to grieve. There are so many people out there that think, okay, the person is gone, or this instance is gone. I've been crying or I've been upset now for a few days, maybe it's a week. Okay, all behind me. I'm done. I'm over. I'm moving on. And some people actually don't even go through that process. They just think, oh, it's behind me. It is what it is. And okay, I just got to buck it up and suck it up and, and get on with life. And I really have to tell you that it's those people who actually deny themselves the grieving that I'm telling you, it will creep back up. I have talked to numerous people about this, and they said that they didn't grieve. And 2 years, 3 years, 7 years down the road, it hits them. And they have to relive everything and go through the processes that they thought they had cleared and what they had finished and done and put behind them. It's really not done and put behind you until you go through the processes. Also, if you don't grieve, it's been shown that you hold that you hold that anger, that frustration, that grief, all of that emotion, you hold it inside your body, and then that can turn into disease. It can make you sick, not only on an emotional level, but on a physical level. So there's really many reasons why you should honor yourself and the grieving process. I don't feel that our society allows for that. They tell the men, you can't cry, you've got to stay tough, and you got to do this. And I'm here to tell you that, men grieve just as much as women do. And it doesn't make you any less of a person. I hear people say, oh, I wish I could be stronger. My mom passed or my sister passed. I just wish I could be stronger. It's not that you're not strong. Okay, that has to be one of your number one things. You have to realize it's not because you're weak. It's not because you're not strong. You are strong. It's just that you have to go through the process of all of these emotions and feelings and everything that you're going through. And it's perfectly normal. And you need to honor that. So again, the first thing is awareness to the grief, that you have the grief. The second thing is you have to give yourself permission to grieve. The next one is find someone to help you through this, someone to lean on, someone to hear you. If you want to just scream in your pillow, if you just want to cry, if you're in a complete and total fog and you need someone to grab your hand and walk you through, literally walk you through the path that you're going down, because you literally can't see clearly. So, it's really, really helpful to talk about it with somebody. It can be a counselor, it can be a friend, it can be family, it can be your animal, your pet, somebody that you can talk to and talk it out or release it. Like I said, cry, scream, whatever it is that you need to do to get it out of your body and to get it out into the open and to be released. That's what we mean when we say it needs to be released. Somehow, some way, it has to be released from the body. And this person that you are leaning on doesn't have to say a word. Just being in the moment with you, just being there is enough. So many times people don't know what to say when there's a loss, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to make it better. You just have to hear the person out. You just have to be there, even if you both sit in silence. Just the presence of someone being there and knowing that they're on your side and understanding what you're going through is just enough to get the process going. The other thing is, so many people put a time limit on grief. And I am here to tell you, there is no time limit when it comes to grief. Everybody's different. It's different for each and every situation. It could be that you grieve for a year and that's all you need. Some people grieve for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and some people just grieve their entire life. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully you can get past it and get back into the life of richness and joy and happiness that you deserve. But do know that there is no time limit. Don't let people place time limits on you. Get back out in the world, get out there and do things. And just because one person is back out in the world and loving life and doing things that they want to do, and it's only been a year, so what? It's been a year. And if you're ready for that, then go for it. If you need more time, take the time that you need. People just want you to be happy. And it doesn't matter what that looks like. If you're happy after a year and starting your life over, then fantastic. Your friends and your family are going to get really excited about that. And they're going to celebrate with you. They're not going to say, well, gee, I don't know. It's only been a year. I don't know what that person is doing. And if they do, let them have that opinion, because it really doesn't matter. All that matters is what's inside you. And when you are ready to move forward and take those next steps. So after you have that time to grieve, then you come into more of the acceptance. You don't like it. It's not the way you would want it to be if you had a choice. But you're living to accept it, and you're finding ways around it, and you're finding ways to find joy again. One little thing I want to go back on, the time limit. I know someone very close to me, I will leave nameless, has actually said to me, as I'm honoring this person's passing and, remembering the good things, the remark is, do we have to do this every single year? I mean, it's done, it's over with, it's time to move on. That to me is it's complete denial. It's not having moved through all of your emotions and what you need to do, and the grieving. You've just stuck your head in the sand. And you said, nope, I'm all done. You put it in a drawer and you shut the drawer and you just expect it to be there, locked up away forever. And it just doesn't happen that way. So again, there's no time frame on how you grieve or how long you grieve. It's a personal thing. And I just really, really implore you that if you are going through a situation of loss of any kind, that you honor that piece of it, and you take that time to really grieve and get it all out. And for all of you empaths out there who grieve on the larger society level, that includes myself, you have to remember that when there is a loss, you have to remember to only grieve for yourself, right? It's only about your grief. It is not about the family's grief. It is not about the collective society's grief. You don't own that, and you do not need to take that on. And if you find yourself grieving for the collective or grieving for the family or the situation, ask if this is mine. And if you feel a lightness, if you feel it lift away, it's probably not yours. And say, return to sender and let it go. Because you only need to grieve what is yours and not everybody else's. And that's a really hard thing to do, especially with people of high perception of spirit or empaths. They just naturally do that. And so just remember, it is not yours. Release it and return to sender. So hopefully that helps in some tips to get you all through the holidays. And now on to some more exciting things. We have a caller ready to go. Kelsey in Fort Collins, Colorado. How are you tonight, Kelsey?
Hi, Julie. I am well. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for asking. What can we do for you tonight?
Well, I was wondering, the first thing that's really heavy on my mind is the past few nights, there's 2 lights in my room that have been flashing. I didn't even know the lights were sitting there. My boyfriend had set them where they are, and they apparently have to be plugged in to work, and he showed me that they are not plugged in. So I was just wondering if maybe somebody's trying to give me a message.
Well, I don't even have to read into that to be able to tell you, yes, you are being definitely sent a message. Let me take a moment and see if I can find out who that is and what they are trying to get your attention about. So hang on, there might be just a little bit of silence here, but I'm still here.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm being shown, actually two people came right in. I think they're a couple, possibly grandparents, or maybe even great grandparents, but I'm getting more that it's probably more grandparents. Hang on. So they're kind of laughing and say, well, gee, we've been trying to get your attention for quite some time. And this was the only way that they could get your attention.
Well, they did great with that one. Yes.
Yes, they did. They got your attention. They did what they were intending to do. They want you to know that they are around you all the time, and they're just sending you just huge love. There is so much love around this. Just all kinds of lovely pink colored light around this whole energy, around them, around you. They want you to know that go out and enjoy life. You're a very happy-go-lucky, easygoing kind of person. They love that about you, and they just want you to know that, go out, enjoy life, do something different that you haven't done before, that maybe has been on your mind, and you think, well, I wonder if that would be a good idea. They're saying, go out there, take some chances, and then reap the benefits that come along with all those chances that you're taking. And they're telling me that, don't worry about it. They are right there beside you. Nothing bad can happen. And there's no way that you can fail.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Let me see. Hang on. Let me see if there's something else here that they're.
Okay.
So the man is, he's showing me shoveling. Usually that means something to do with gardening. So let me check in with him. I'm feeling like that's not it. He's saying get in. Oh, I see. Okay. So he's saying get in there and really dig deep, really dig into what it is that you want to do in life and go after it.
Awesome. Yes. Wow. This is crazy.
Have you been contemplating something quite large, maybe something that you think, oh my gosh, that's just way too crazy for me to do?
Yes,
because that's
very much.
That's what, okay, because that's what they're showing me. They're showing me that, that what you're thinking about doing is like, they're saying, oh man, go for it. Dig, like your grandfather said, dig deep and go for it.
Yeah, yes, I've been weighing the pros and cons of starting a business.
Aha. Well, I am getting the big thumbs up from Spirit, from your team. They're saying this is perfect timing, especially coming into the new year. I've talked a little bit on the show in the past that 2018 is all about stepping into your purpose and stepping up to what you need to be doing. And 2019 is actually putting that into action. So you're really getting pushed by your team, by Spirit, to get out there and do that. And Yeah, wow. I'm being shown that you're going to have a really successful business. You just know how to work with people, and that's going to pay off big time in the end.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Was there anything else?
Oh,
What was
is there time for one more question?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, then yes, definitely. I recently had my first experience, I think, maybe beginning of mediumship during a meditation. And the person I believe came through was who would have been my older brother that my mother lost at birth. Is there any way to know if I wasn't just overthinking that and made myself believe that's who it was?
So before I answer that question, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What did it feel like when you had that experience and when you said, "Oh my gosh, I think this is my unborn brother"? What did that feel like? Was that an automatic, was it a rush through your body?
Yes, it was very intense. It was very positive. It was very full of love.
Okay. So the reason I'm asking you this is to show you that, yes, that was who was coming through, to have you understand that what you were feeling going through your body, the experience and everything, listen to that, okay? Listen to those experiences, because you're going to become more and more familiar with them. And once you become more and more familiar with them, they come more easily. And
yes, I've been hesitant to tell my mother about it because I wasn't sure if it was real. Because, being the first time and everything, it hasn't happened again. And it just was unbelievable and amazing. But I didn't want to be too excited about it.
Yes, it is. It is very much an exciting, unbelievable experience when it happens for the first time. So just know that those experiences, if you can get back into that meditative state and really let your mind go and release, and even have a pen right there with you and start writing things down, because I'm getting the feeling that if you start writing it down, it's going to be like automatic writing, and things are just going to start pouring out of your pen. And you're going to then start understanding what those feelings and all of those, it could be words, it could be images. Write all that stuff down. Keep a journal, keep a diary, and write those experiences down. Because sometimes what happens is, you sit down in meditation and you go through all of that. And sometimes you're channeling information from spirit and you don't even realize it. But yet, on the other hand, you don't remember it after the meditation. And so that's when you know that you're channeling, right? Is that you've really been connected to a higher power. And so I just really implore you to keep that up, because I think you have a real gift here. And it's just about, it's just about working that gift, right? You have to work that part of your brain when you're a psychic medium or whatever. You have to continually work that side of your brain in order for it to work the same way, or to keep it. It's like working out, right? It's like working out in the gym. It's working out your body. This is working out your mind. This is working out that space of psychic and mediumship piece of it, that you have to keep working at every single day. And then it just gets stronger and stronger. But yes, that was your brother. And he is just saying hello and saying, please say hello to everybody for me. So,
oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yes, that's amazing. It was unbelievable, and he gave me a message to give to my mom. So I'm excited to share this more with her now.
There you go. There you go. I have a feeling that he's going to be around a lot more. So just really pay attention to things that you see. See if he's leaving you little special messages. Feathers are coming up, which is pretty typical from spirit, is to find feathers or something. And our loved ones love to drop money, like pennies, nickels, dimes, and also feathers. So start watching for those and see if they start coming into your awareness.
Okay, awesome. My mom actually associates feathers with him. She is a big believer that every time she finds a feather, but it is him. And so everything themed around him is feathers in our family.
Yep. There you go. Well,
That
Kelsey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure talking with you. We are coming down to the end of our show. So I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate everything. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too. Best of luck.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye. Well, that is it for tonight's edition of Your Time to Shine. Check us out on our Facebook page, Your Time to Shine. Also, you can reach me over at my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week.